Online students, can you hear me? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Great. Let me start. So first and foremost thing, what we will do, we will open our SQL Server Management Studio, right? Okay, what have we learned yesterday? Transactions we started, right? But we haven't executed it, right? SQL Model 5. So by Monday, we will complete our syllabus. Tuesday, we will be having project in the morning, and Wednesday, we will be having mock interviews, okay? So prepare accordingly. Yeah, Wednesday 5, yeah. Okay, let's start. Everything is good. So yesterday we saw the theory part of transactions, right? So in transaction, we are having two isolation levels. How many isolation levels are there? Two isolation level. First level is a read committed. That means what will it do? It will read only committed data. Okay. And it will help us in reading only committed data from the table. And another isolation level is a read uncommitted. So what this read uncommitted do? It will read the dirty data as well. Okay. And while doing this transaction, what we need to make sure, we need to commit or roll back the operation. If we are not committing or roll back the operation, then it may impact our server. It will take a lot of time to load data for other users. Okay. So if you want to know how many transactions are going on at the same time, then we are having a query called as, or the system defined function called as add trans count. Okay. Suppose you saw that your database is going slow and you are not able to find why it is going slow. And if you want to check that whether any transaction is going on or there is any transaction which is not committed or which is not rolled back, then you can find it by using this select @ trans count. So it will give us number of transactions going on at one time. So that it will be easy for us to understand, to track that transaction and execute it. Okay. Now how we will do the transaction? We start making transaction and then write whatever you want to. Even if you want to insert values into a table, you can insert by using begin transaction. So here, what am I doing here? I'm beginning transaction, updating my employee table, setting employee first name. Now let me set employee first name as Soren. From employee as EMP, because I'm using here alias name EMP. So I need to give alias name to my employee table, and where employee ID is equal to 4 I am giving here. So if I executed this transaction, then invalid name of object. Okay, let me select my database first. Okay, one row affected. Now, if I open new query and if I try to find select star from employee, and if I execute, it is still executing my query, and this is called as dirty data. This is called as dirty data. Okay, this is called as dirty data. Now, what we need to do whenever we are starting any transaction, we need to either commit that transaction or roll back that transaction. So here, suppose if I want to store these changes, I saw now this query is working. Now it's up to us whether to commit that transaction or roll back the transaction. If I commit that transaction, commands completed successfully, then what will happen? If you see here, select star from employee, and if I execute it, then you can see for employee ID 4, employee first name got changed to Soren. Okay, and here if I view, it's still executing the query. Why it is executing? It should have executed till now. And when I'm rolling back this transaction, then this name is not getting stored. This name is not getting updated to Soren. Okay, when I'm committing this transaction, then
Hello.
this name is coming. Commit the transaction, and now if you try to select star from employee, you can see it got updated to the Soren. So this is how transaction work. And if you want to know that how many transactions are going on at the same time, then we are having command called as select added transfer. So how many transactions are going on? One transaction is going on. If I suppose roll back this transaction, and if I try to see how many transactions are going on, select trans count, 0 transactions. It will show only those transactions who are saved, who are executed, but not committed or rollback. Not committed or rollback. Got it? Yeah. So write this query. If there is any error, then let me know. If there is any problem, let me know. Online students, everyone can see my screen. Is anyone asking any doubt? Let me just a minute. Let me go near the projector. Can you type your query in chat box, Salman? Because today I connected to the projector, and sound is coming out of projector. Projector is at the ceiling, so I'm not able to hear you. If you could, text your doubt in the chat, that would be better. Okay, others, please write this. Done. Okay. So like we saw, there are two isolation levels. Okay, while retrieving of data, first isolation level is a read committed. So it will only read committed data in the table. If there is a transaction running on the table, the query will wait till transaction is completed. That means what if I did? So what if I wrote this one, okay, and I executed it? Now have I committed or rollback the transaction? No. So when I will write this read committed, then it will only read the committed data in the table, not uncommitted data. Okay. And if there is any transaction running on the table, now the transaction is running on the table, right? If there is any transaction running on the table, the query will wait till the transaction is completed. Okay. In read uncommitted, in this level, the uncommitted data from the table is also read, and this bring in a dirty data from the table. Okay. Now, here one transaction is running in the background. One transaction is running in the background. That's why it is giving me trans count is equal to 1, or transaction count is equal to 1. So let's see read only committed data. If I want to read only committed data, then I need to set transaction isolation level read committed. Okay. So if I'm executing this, then now this will read only the committed data. Even the transaction is going on the background, but we are not getting here error, right? Query is executing properly because we are setting the isolation level here. We are setting the isolation level, set transaction isolation level, read committed. And if I want to read dirty data as well, then I will set transaction level, read uncommitted. And now if I read it, it will select dirty data as well. Got it? Yeah. So let's write this, read only committed and read dirty data as well. So these are the two isolation levels. And many times, the interviewer will ask you questions on this. What are the different two isolation levels and all.
Your voice is breaking, clearly not audible. I think network is.
Done. Shall we go ahead? Now, how many of you know exception handling? How many of you know exception handling? Everyone knows. How many of you have learned programming language in past? Python. Okay. You haven't learned Python yet? No Python. SQL is the very first module. Okay. So I'm the very first trainer for you. So exception handling means what? To handle the errors so that we will not get error in the output and our code will not crash. For example, suppose I'm creating one application or simple application, I will say. Suppose I'm creating a Google Pay or phone Pay kind of application where be using that application to do the transaction, to send money from one phone to another. Okay. Now, if you have observed, before sending money, you need to give passcode or whatever the password you are setting up. Okay. Suppose you set some password
Sorry,
1,
your
2, 3,
voice is
4.
not clear, sir.
Okay. And while doing the transaction,
The
you
voice is
entered
not
wrong
clear.
password. You are not remembering
Please.
your password. Or what are you doing? You are entering another UPI ID's password in the another UPI ID. Instead of entering 1, 2, 3, 4, you are entering 5, 4, 6, 7. 5, 4, 6, 7. Now you are wrong password entering.
Sorry, your voice is not clear, sir.
So whole application may crash. But to prevent our application from crashing. Got it? So what we will do here in the exception handling, we will catch our errors and we will handle those errors. Because we don't know that what user is going to insert there or enter there. Online students, any doubt? Connected it. You can see.
Sorry, your voice is not clear, sir.
Whenever you are coming up. Yeah, can you hear me now? Not clearly? The problem is with the internet connection. In this projector room, we are not getting proper, internet. That's the problem. Now it's coming, right? Okay, great. So let me start again then. If suppose you are not getting reply from me here, you can text me on WhatsApp. Okay, you texted already. So what is exception handling? We'll handle the error in code itself so that we will not get error in the output. That's it. Even if you see the ATM machine, when you are inserting the ATM card, it will ask for the code. But when you are giving the wrong code, the application of the ATM is not caching. It is showing on the screen that you entered wrong password. Please enter correct password carefully. It will ask you, right? If you are entering second time, it will give you the warning. This is the second time you are entering a wrong password. After 3 times, your ATM card will get blocked. Or if you forget your code or if you forget your password, please press this button to reset the password. When you click on reset, then it will ask you to enter your mobile number. Then it will take your OTP. It will cross check with the database and it will, change your password. Got it? So these many errors we can get many times we'll get because we are not sure that what user is giving us input. Even while defining integer data type in a password number, another people can give alphabets in that. So we are not sure that what user is going to give as input or whether that input will match our design data type for that particular entry. So we need to handle those exceptions. Okay. And we will handle those exceptions while writing that code only. Okay. So to handle these exceptions, we will write try and catch block. So in the try block has all the SQL statement that needs to be executed. And in the catch block, if there are any error from the SQL queries, the catch block is hit and it will return whatever the statement we are writing in the catch block. Got it? So while writing the query, what we will do, if we are getting a hint that here user may insert some other different input which is not matching to our code defined, or after giving the user input, we will get some errors in the output. Then what we'll do, we'll put that code in a try block, and then we will catch that error in the catch block. If there is no error present, then our code will execute smoothly. Okay. So let's start then. What am I doing here? I'm declaring one first number as a numerator, defining data type as a integer and passing value here 40. Now I'm declaring another number, second number as a denominator. I'm defining data type as a integer and passing number here 0. Okay. Now everybody knows that what will happen if I divide 40 by 0. Select 40 by 0, and if I executed it, it will give me divide by 0 error encountered. If I divided this 40 by 1, then it is giving me the answer as a 40. If I divide this 40 by 2, it will give me answer as a 20. So any number, if we are dividing by 0, then it will give us error by saying that divided by 0 error encountered. Now where this error is getting stored? In the SQL, there is one error message field that is system defined. All the errors will be stored there. Okay, if we are dividing the error, then divide by 0 error encountered it is showing. Now, suppose we are creating a program or we are writing a program to divide numerator by denominator. And we know that whenever we will divide any numerator by 0, it will give us error that 0, like divide 0, error encountered. That means we can't divide any number by 0. Okay, so we know that this program may lead to give some error if user is giving 0 at the denominator. So we are aware of that. So what can we do? We can catch that error and we can handle those exceptions. So to catch that error, we will start begin try. Okay. In this try block, we will write our SQL statement. In this SQL statement, what are we going to find? We are going to find numerator divided by denominator. So we will write in the select statement, select @numerator divide by @denominator, and I'm ending my try block. Okay. So then I will begin my catch block. So in the begin my catch block, suppose if it is giving me any error, then this catch block will hit and it will execute whatever I am writing here. So I'm writing here catch block is hit so that I can get a prompt. The values that I'm passing here are not aligning to the code that I'm writing. Okay. So in the catch block, I'm selecting catch block is hit. So if suppose I'm getting any error here, then first output I will get is a catch block is hit. Then I need to see the message why this catch block is hit. So I will declare, or I'm declaring one variable called as @error message. I'm giving data type varchar, giving character length 500, and I'm setting this error message is equal to error underscore message. Now what is this error underscore message? If you see, it's in the purple color. So error underscore message is a system defined function, and all the errors are getting stored in this error underscore message. Got it? So what am I doing? I wanted to return error in the output. So I declared one function called as @error message. I gave varchar data type and passed character length as a 500, and I set error message is equal to error underscore message. Got it? So if I executed my query here, select error message, then I want to print my error message. Here I set the error message is equal to error message. Now I want to print. So I will select @error message because this is equalized with this system error message, and I will end my catch block. Okay. So if I executed this, first what will I do here? I will write denominator is equal to 2. Okay. And I will execute this. Must declare the scalar. Okay. I need to select everything. Okay. You can say I got the 20. Why I got a 20? Because 40 divided by 2 is equal to 20. Now here is it going to the try block? Yeah, it's going to the try block. In the try block, we are not getting any error, so it will not hit catch block. it will directly execute our query. But when I'm writing here 0 and when I'm executing it together, then you can see first I'm getting catch block is hit because I got error here, and it will select the first statement catch block is hit, and then I'm selecting the error message. And what is the error message I got? Divide by 0, error, encounter. Got it? So this is how we will handle the exception. Now suppose if we if we deployed this code in some application, and that time if suppose user is giving 0, will it give us error? Will our application get crashed? No, it will give in the output divide by 0, error, encounter. So that user will understand that I cannot divide any number by 0, I need to pass some other number. Got it? Yeah. Now what will happen if I try to pass here alphabetical value? Alphabet. Invalid column name alphabet, because I'm giving here data type as a integer and I'm passing here value as a alphabet. Okay. So write this. Online students, now I'm audible. Everything is going smooth now. Saisha? Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we go ahead? Okay, even you can use this try and catch block in the transactions. Okay, so we will simply begin try. In this try block, we will begin transaction and we will return our SQL statement here. After that, we will commit transaction and then we will end try block. Okay, after ending, if there is any error in this transaction, then we will begin catch block. If there is any error, then we will roll back our transaction and we will end the catch block. Got it? So that's how it works in the database. Now, any transaction that we do, even though it's in the bank statement, you can see or anywhere, then these try and catch block is code is written in this try and catch block. So that if the transaction is getting completed, then it will commit the transaction and it will make permanent changes on our data. Okay. And if it is having some error, that suppose by some network issues or something that transaction was not completed, then it will catch this transaction and it will roll back the transaction. If there is any error occurred, then it will roll back the transaction because we are passing rollback transaction in the catch block. And in the beginning, in the try block, what are we doing? We are beginning transaction. If there is no error, then we are committing transaction. And if there is any error, then we are catching that error and we are rolling back the transaction so that it will go to the very first point. Have we created already? We have created stored procedure, right? Yeah, this is the last few examples that I would be taking, but I think it should be taken on the Monday so that you can revise once and then you can, you will understand it what I am trying to teach you. Okay. So Monday we will be having last class on our syllabus. Tuesday we will be having project and Wednesday we will be having mock interviews. Or one thing, I will divide the mock interviews in Tuesday and Wednesday. That is fine. How many of you are interested to give mock on Tuesday? Because Tuesday I am free whole day, so I can conduct your mocks. I can give sufficient time for each. My pattern is that I give almost 15 to 20 minutes to each student. I first start with the resume. I will suggest changes in the resume. Then I will ask some questions on the project that you have mentioned, and then I will come back on the SQL. It's not like that you are sitting and you are answering only for the SQLs. So I need sufficient times. So those who wants to have their mock in very detailed way, attend mock on Tuesday. Okay, those who just want to come sit and have interaction about the SQL, then they can give the mock on Wednesday. Is that fine? So shall we stop here today? Yeah. Okay, good. Then we'll stop here today. Be prepared on Monday. I will share everything today itself. So Monday we will be having last class where we will see some examples. Even if we got some time, suppose, then we will at least see the introduction of our project. And on Tuesday we will complete our project. Got it? So then we will stop here for today. I'm sharing all the notes with you guys. So please go through the notes and come prepared for the mock on Tuesday and Wednesday. 2 days we will be having mock. Even I will share one Google form today to select the date and time. So in that particular date and time, whatever you have selected, please be available. Give the mock. Got it? And also have resume with you. Don't come bare-handed, okay? We come with resume. If you're attending the offline mock, if you want to come up with the print, you can come. If you don't want to come up with the print, at least you should have that soft copy so that you can share with me. So then that's it for today. Let's meet on Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay? Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day. Online students, if anyone is having any doubt, you can ask me now. Anyone is having any doubt? No doubts? Okay, if no doubts, then you can drop off. If you are having doubts, then you can ask me.